I don't have time for an intro, we need to discuss the Frogman. The Loveland Frogman is a cryptid from Ohio, Clermont County. The Frogman, or men, are bipedal frogs that are about 4 foot tall. They have webbed hands and webbed feet, and most importantly, they look like frogs. Now this isn't just a meme, there's been 4 different sightings of the Frogman. One in 1955, 2 in 1972, and 1 in 2016. So let's go over them. It's 3:30 a.m. and a businessman named Robert Honeycott is driving home when he sees 3 frogmen having a meeting on the side of a road. He parks his car and decides to watch the frogmen from a distance. He said they had grey leathery skin, webbed hands, and a wrinkly froggy head. I will now display the witness sketch. As he was watching them, one of the frogs pulled out a wand and he said that it started shooting out sparks from the end of it. That's when Robert decided to skedaddle. Now Robert might have been tweaking, but the next sighting in 1972 was from a police officer, and he decided to remain anonymous because I think he didn't want people to think he was crazy. It was 1 a.m. and this police officer was driving slowly because it was an icy road. He then reported that he saw a dog on the side of the road and it jumped out in front of his car and then he slammed on the brakes. In front of him, the crouching creature suddenly stood up and it was on 2 legs. It looked at the officer and then he ran off and jumped over the railing on the side of the road. Afterwards, he told another officer what happened, and the second officer went back to the scene to look for evidence. When the second officer went to investigate, he found scratches on the railing, so it confirms that this did actually happen. 2 weeks later, a different police officer named Mark Matthews also spotted the frogman. He was driving in a similar area and he said that he spotted an injured animal on the road. So he stopped his car and he got out to move the animal to the side. But when he approached the animal, it jumped up into a crouch position, same as the first story. Mark freaked out, so he shot at the frogman. The frogman slowly crawled away and tried to jump over the railing. He jumped over the railing, he menacingly looked back at the officer and then slowly slithered away. Now this report matches the first report exactly, except the only difference is in the second report, the police officer reported that he saw a tail. So people have said that it was just a really big lizard. And later on, Mark also said it was probably just a lizard, it wasn't a frogman. The last sighting was by a kid in 2016. He said he was playing Pokemon Go, and when he was walking past the river, he saw a shadowy froggy creature emerge from the river. He said, "I know I sound crazy, but I swear on my grandmother's grave I saw this." Sure, but that's all the sightings of the frogman. Hello everyone, welcome to Blazes Unknown, where we cover things that are paranormal, unexplainable, or just a bit weird, like the frogman. Now let's get into the next cryptid, which is the Mantis Man. The Mantis Man is a 7 to 8 foot beast which resembles a transparent praying mantis, and it has mandibles and black eyes. Firstly, there were 2 different sightings reported by 2 different fishermen. They saw the Mantis Man at the Musconetong River in New Jersey. The first fisherman reported that the praying mantis faded away as it went up the river, and the second fisherman said it disappeared into the fog. So based on the average of these 2 reports, it sounds like the Mantis Man has some sort of camouflaging abilities like a chameleon. But these 2 reports make me laugh because imagine you're a fisherman in a small town and then one day you see this 7-foot praying mantis in the river. You're like, what the hell? And then a couple weeks later, you hear another fisherman tell the exact same story. He was probably like, damn, I've never had a unique experience in my life. One of the fishermen also said he heard humming and he felt a tingling sensation when the praying mantis looked at him. There was a third sighting in the same river by a man named Mr. Stickler. He said he saw a figure in the water that looked like a really skinny man, about 8 feet tall. He said it had long, thin arms. It was a pale brown and partially transparent. The first theory is that it's an amphibian or some sort of aquatic creature that just hasn't been discovered yet. Other people have said that it could have been an experiment that went wrong and the scientists had to abandon it in the river nearby. And finally, some people said it was actually an alien because of the tall, skinny frame and also the big black eyes kind of sound like a grey. But that's about it for the Mantis Man. If you encounter him in the wild, shoot me an email, I'd love to hear about it. The final cryptid for today is the Fresno Nightcrawler. I remember seeing the video of this when I was little and I was so terrified for some reason. But now that I'm older and I see it, I'm like, yeah, this is just haunted pants. The Fresno Nightcrawler is a cryptid that looks white and basically has two legs that walk. I don't really know how to explain this other than its pants moving. The original sighting was by a man named Jose in Fresno, California. He woke up one night to his dogs barking, so he decided to check the camera facing his backyard. He then saw this video. Yeah, I know the footage is really bad quality, but it is in 2008 and he recorded a monitor, so it's the best that we can get. A TV show tried to debunk the footage by trying to recreate it. Firstly, they used puppets to move it along, and secondly, they used a kid with a white sheet on its head to walk across, and it didn't look anything like the video, so they classified the video as unexplainable. There was a second sighting in Yosemite National Park, and thankfully this footage is a lot better, so let's have a look. So you can see two dudes just strolling along, and it looks like one of them's a baby. If I ever met a cryptid, I definitely want to meet these guys. They seem hella chill. And finally, there was a third encounter in Poland. Now, I don't know if they have some sort of sister tribe going on or they're on vacation. I don't know. Also, because I want to maintain my journalistic integrity, I shouldn't even show this video, but it's a bit of banter, so. I don't want to force my opinion, but this video looks fake as hell. And this camera quality in 2017? No excuses, buddy. That's disappointing. That's all of the cryptids for today, but there's hundreds of more I could cover in another video. So if you want to see that, maybe subscribe. And thank you for watching. See ya.